Hello, I'm Rebecca from the Monson Free Library, and this is Crochet 101, an introduction to the basics of crochet. This is a supplemental instructional video to help get you started with a few basic crochet stitches before moving on to our main project, the solid granny square. This video is going to go over how to cast yarn onto your hook, how to chain stitch, how to slip stitch, how to do a single crochet, and how to do a double crochet. And the double crochet is the main stitch that we will be using while learning how to make the solid granny square in the video after this one. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to learn in this video is how to cast your yarn onto your crochet hook. This is going to help you in any project that you do. Okay, so how we're going to start this is to make like a P with your yarn, as you can see, and then once you have that, you leave a little bit of a tail and then insert your hook into the hole. You're going to yarn over and then pull that piece of yarn through the hole and tighten it onto your hook. Alright, and we're just going to go over that one more time. Make the P with a tail, insert the hook into the hole, yarn over and pull the yarn through the hole and tighten it on. And then you should have successfully casted the yarn onto your hook. Next, we're going to be learning how to do a chain stitch. Chain stitches are the basic foundation for most projects. So what you're going to do, once you have your yarn on your hook, you're going to yarn over and then just pull that yarn right through, and then that is your first chain. And then you continue, yarn over and pull through. That's 2. Yarn over, pull through. That's another 1. And then you just continue on until you have your chain the length that you want or that the pattern calls for. In this case, I think there's 7 there. And you can see that there are the chains, they look like V's. Okay, and seeing them as a V, it can kind of help you count in case you lose count as you're making the chain. You can stop and go back. So you would just count each V. So there you can see that there's 7 in that chain. Okay, the next thing we're going to learn in this video is how to do a single crochet. And in patterns, the single crochet will show up as an SC. Okay, so to make the single crochet, you're going to skip the first chain next to the hook and go into the second one. So you'll just slip your hook into the first little loop, yarn over and pull through, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through both loops that are on the hook. So again, then you'll go into the next loop, which is the chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and then pull through both. And that is how you do a single crochet. And while you're working in the chain stitch, you are just working through one loop and building your foundation. Okay, so now I'm going to finish off this row of single crochet and then show you how to do double crochet. Now we'll be moving on to double crochet. Double crochets are the main stitch that we'll be using to learn how to do the solid granny square. And in patterns, the double crochet will show up as DC. So to start, you saw that I chained 2 and then turned. So in projects where you're working rows, you will usually chain to go up to the next row and then turn your pattern. So that's what I did here. Okay, so to do a double crochet, you're first going to yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through the last remaining 2 loops. And that is your first double crochet. So when you're working stitches into previous rounds, you want to make sure that you are getting both loops of the previous stitch unless your pattern says otherwise. So unlike when you're working into a chain stitch where you're only grabbing one loop, you will be going through 2 loops. So again, for the double crochet, you're going to yarn over. And you can see a little better here that you're going through both loops of the previous stitch, and then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops that are on your hook. Okay, yarn over and then pull through the remaining 2. And there is a double crochet. And once again, yarn over, make sure you get through both loops of the previous stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through the remaining 2 loops. Okay, and I'm just going to finish this row of double crochet on screen for you because it's the main stitch that we'll be using in our main project. Okay, so here you can see that we finished that row of double crochet. So we're going to show you how to finish it off with a slip stitch. So with a slip stitch, you are just yarning, you're just finishing off the row. So you're going to yarn over, pull through, and then tighten it. That's a slip stitch. And in patterns, a slip stitch will usually show up, if it's not written out, as SLST. So then once you do that, you can pull it, your yarn up a little bit, take your scissors and snip it off and pull it tight, and that's it. That's how you finish off a project with a slip stitch. Okay, so that was our brief introduction to crochet and some of the main basic stitches of how to get you started. Hopefully you found this helpful in getting started. And if you're participating in our Granny Square program, the next thing to do is going to be to go to our actual Granny Square video and learn how to crochet that with me. And so I will see you on that video, and if you're not part of our program for our Granny Square project, thank you for watching anyways, and hopefully you also found this video interesting and helpful in getting started with crochet.